Please, little beloved Faatiha Aayat.
Thank you, Mr. Namboka. I would like to answer your question by sharing a memory. When I first addressed the United Nations headquarters at the age of 7, I remembered that was an event of the SDG Summit. And looking at the 17 goals, I was asking myself, why and how on the face of this earth is human rights not explicitly listed in the 17 SDGs? Later, I realized that human rights is the ultimate underlying principle and the most integral part in the SDG framework. Human rights are a set of rights and freedoms that are inherent to all individuals, regardless of their background or circumstances. And based on that, the SDGs were developed by the United Nations in order to address various global challenges and create a more equitable and sustainable world by 2030. And this is exactly why, when I spoke at the United Nations 5 more times after that, 2 of them being in this ECOSOC chamber, I not only raised my voice against global warming, climate change, carbon emission, fossil fuel, but I also talked to stop child abuse, gender discrimination, and domestic violence. Because they are all interlinked, associated, and correlated with the broader goals of sustainable development. Let's take the example of Nasreen, a young girl from a small coastal village in Bangladesh. She has experienced profound, frequent, and devastating effects of climate change catastrophes, such as floods, cyclones, and river erosions that have compromised many of her SDGs, including no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, and clean water. And due to this interconnected crisis, she has encountered forced labor, child marriage, illegal trafficking, and gender-based violence, all of which are clear violations of her basic human rights. So after this very realization that human rights is the combination, consolidation, and accumulation of all of the SDGs, I decided to found my very own organization named Child & D, where I work for climate, health, information, learning, and development. And I started making partnerships with other organizations such as UNDP, Pure Earth, Umbrella Youth Foundation, and Let's Do It World, and many more organizations. And with these partner organizations, we have organized programs that cover topics like human rights laws, leadership training, and advocacy strategies to provide young individuals with the necessary tools that they need to become effective advocates for equality, dignity, and unity, which is exactly what the theme of this summit is. We have organized awareness campaigns, including seminars, workshops, and creative activities in schools, colleges, and community centers to provide young people and make them aware of various human rights concerns, such as social justice, gender equality, and racial discrimination. We have initiated projects that promote youth participation in decision-making processes, including local governance, youth councils, advisory committees, and community-based organizations. We have advocated for equitable and inclusive skill development opportunities that prioritize human rights education and teach young people about the principles of leadership, critical thinking, and conflict resolution. And these are just some things that we have done and some of the work that we have done through young advocates and the youth. And I believe that by focusing on equality, dignity, and unity, we can empower young people to make a significant difference in their communities and contribute to a more comprehensive world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, Faatiha Aayat, for adding yet another leaf to the building, to the construction, to the writing we are making this afternoon in this hall.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Wonderful to hear from you.